I'ma just get right into it. I did not expect Berlanga to get done that dirty for real. Like, I knew Sheeraz was good. I kind of expected that his last performance was kind of like a bad day for him, but I did not expect this shit. I felt like best case scenario, Sheeraz would have beat Berlanga on like a very technical, very close fight, but nah, he just straight up bulldozed him. Like, the moment Sheeraz started turning up on him, Berlanga had zero answers. Now, I hate the argument that Fighter A took 12 rounds to beat Fighter C, but Fighter B beat Fighter C in like 3 rounds, therefore Fighter B must be better. No, that's a bullshit argument. Styles make fights. For example, when Canelo fought John Ryder, he needed 12 rounds to win a decision, and it was a kind of somewhat competitive fight. But when Munguia fought John Ryder, Munguia knocked him out pretty easily. By that logic, Munguia should beat Canelo, right? What happened when Munguia fought Canelo? He was completely outmatched, completely outgunned. Like I said before, styles make fights. But what makes this case interesting for me is that when Berlanga fought Canelo, he was fearless. Even though Canelo dropped him, Berlanga got right back up and fought all 12 rounds. He didn't look scared at all. Versus when Berlanga fought Sheeraz, as soon as Sheeraz landed, you could just see the fear in Berlanga's eyes. Just look at the difference of Berlanga getting up from getting knocked down by Canelo versus the fear in his eyes when he gets up after getting knocked down by Sheeraz. You also have to take into account that other than that one knockdown in round 3, Berlanga absorbed all of Canelo's punches really, really well. On the flip side, it looked like Berlanga couldn't take Sheeraz's power at all. Every single time Sheeraz landed anything clean on Berlanga, you could see how badly his body was affected by it. Does this mean that Sheeraz would beat Canelo in a fight? God, no. But you do have to take into account that this kind of clearly shows that Sheeraz is a bigger puncher than Canelo. And if Canelo's power is enough to get people to shell up and fight really gun-shy at 168, then Sheeraz's power should definitely be enough to bully guys all the same. I am super curious to see where Sheeraz goes from here. And I'm going to name a couple fighters in 160 and 168 that I feel like would be a good matchup for Sheeraz to fight next. To start, despite me making the comparison to him and Canelo's power in the beginning, I don't think Sheeraz is ready to fight Canelo just yet. I feel like if they fought right now, Canelo would probably overwhelm him with his pressure and his body shots. I think the earlier rounds would be close, but towards the tail end of the fight, Canelo's pressure would take over and he would start bullying him at the end. Canelo would most likely win by unanimous decision. However, Canelo has been slowing down in recent years, so there is the possibility that Canelo regresses and Sheeraz just beats him based on the regression. But if Canelo stays at his current level, I really don't see Canelo losing this fight. If I was Sheeraz's promoter, the person I'd most want him to fight next is Munguia. I feel like Munguia is perfect for Sheeraz because 1, Munguia is a bigger name. 2, Munguia doesn't really have that good of a defense. And 3, everything Munguia does good, Sheeraz does better. I could easily see Sheeraz knocking out Munguia. However, I don't see Munguia beating Sheeraz in any situation, honestly. Another low-risk, high-reward fight that Sheeraz could take is against Caleb Plant. Like, yeah, Plant is a better boxer, has a better defense, yeah. However, recently, Caleb Plant just looked like he's been coasting. He doesn't have that same hunger or the same fire that he seemed to have beforehand. Plus, despite his defense being good, his chin is still pretty suspect. Someone with Sheeraz's power could definitely put Plant out. If the fight goes to decision, I could see Plant winning very easily. However, I don't see Plant surviving 12 rounds with someone with the power Sheeraz does. Stylistically, he definitely would struggle more against Plant than Munguia. But since Plant doesn't have as much power as Munguia, Sheeraz could definitely take more risk and go for the knockout without feeling threatened as much. A fighter that I don't want to see Sheeraz fighting is Christian Mbili. I feel like Mbili is the worst possible opponent for Sheeraz simply because he's high risk and low reward. Not only is he a pressure fighter come forward power puncher, but people also don't really know about him. So if he loses to Mbili, it can really damage his stock. On the contrary, I feel like the easiest fight he could take right now is against Charlo. Charlo has been out for so long, and to be honest, I don't really think he was even that good to begin with. Plus, Charlo got no heart, so as soon as Sheeraz hits him with anything solid, I could just see him folding the same way he did against Canelo. Charlo really would be the lowest risk and the highest reward. But yeah, those are some of the people that I feel like Hamza Sheeraz should fight next. I'm curious to see where he goes from here. Let me know in the comments who you think he should fight next. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.